All right, this is exercise 2. It's pretty similar to exercise 1, but this time we're going to have some helping verbs in the mix to help discern. And once or twice we're going to have some compound verbs. And number 2 will be an exception that I want you to pay extra attention to. So I've chosen 4 to practice with this time. So you follow along with me as I go through these 4, the ones I've circled. And then if you would do the rest, since there are only 15. I have gone ahead and crossed out number 3. It's unnecessarily complicated, and I don't want it to become a confusion for you. So we're going to do 1 and 2 together. The burglar disappeared with the cash. So again, I'm looking for the verb first. What is the action or thing happening in this sentence? And that is disappeared. So I'm going to double underline it. Who disappeared? The burglar. So that's my subject. Is this an action or a linking verb? Well, disappeared is an action. So that's pretty straightforward. It's kind of what we were doing in lesson 1. Sentence 2 is a little bit different, so that's why I wanted to spend some time on it. The director told the actors, "Do your best and we'll be a hit." There's a lot more going on than just one subject and one verb here, so I'm going to divide this sentence into 3 parts. Right here and right here. So the first part I want to deal with is the director told the actors. What is the action happening here? Told. The director told the actors. So that is kind of straightforward in what we've already been practicing. It's an action verb and the director's the one doing the action. In the second part of the sentence, do your best, something else is going on. First of all, you can ask yourself, what is the action happening here? What are we supposed to consider the verb? Well, the verb here is do. We run into a problem, though, when we ask who or what is supposed to do their best. Well, we know from the previous sentence that it's the actors, but the actors aren't part of this part of the sentence. So there's no subject. When we have something like this, we call it an imperative sentence. It's an order or a command, and it always has the subject of you understood. We understand that the subject is you. Like when your mother tells you, do the dishes. You understand that she's talking about you. Take out the trash. That's you understood as the subject. I don't think you're going to see that again in this exercise, but you're going to see it in exercises to come. So if you need to come back, this is the video where I talk about you understood. The third part of the sentence, and we'll be a hit. This is a little bit tough. Where is my verb? Be is a verb. To be is one of the most common verbs. So here's my verb, be. But what is this? The apostrophe LL. It's a contraction of we will. Will, in this case, is the helping verb because it is helping tell us what the tense is of the verb to be. Helping verbs are only present if there is another verb present. So I'm going to label this a helping verb, and be is the most famous and classic of all linking verbs. And who will be a hit? We. We is my subject. It's a pretty complicated sentence. Helping verbs are the new thing here, and they are only present if there's another verb present. We'll see if there's another example here later on, and if there isn't, I'll pick one. Let's look at number 4. The campers hid inside the cabin when they saw the bear. This one is kind of similar to sentence 2 in that it's into 2 parts. It's what we would call a complex sentence. This is the independent clause, and this is the dependent clause. So I'm probably going to have 2 subjects and 2 verbs. Let me deal with the first part by itself. The campers hid inside the cabin. What's the action or the verb that's taking place here? Hid. Who hid? The campers. And hid is an action verb. We're getting pretty good at those. We have a lot of practice. But this over here is the second part of the sentence, when they saw the bear. What's the verb here? Saw. Who saw? They. And that is an action verb. The tough part of this sentence is determining that there are two parts of the sentence, and so two subjects and two actions taking place. I'm going to add number 5 in, as we need some practice with helping verbs. This sentence is, Alexis is swimming in the state championship next week. What's the action or what is happening in this sentence? Somebody's swimming. So that's my verb. Who's swimming? Alexis. But this is a verb that's helping out swimming so that we're more specific about the tense. So I have another helping verb and an action verb. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to ask you to do the remainder. I'm going to do number 7. The student procrastinated too long and failed to finish the project. All right, let's look for the verb. The first one I see is procrastinated. That is an action. Somebody procrastinated too long. Who procrastinated too long? The student. But I am not done with this sentence, because the student not only procrastinated, the student also failed to finish. So I have 2 verbs. I hope that these were some good examples for me to work on with you. Please go through the rest. If you need to rewatch any of this video, please do so. If you have a particular one you have trouble with, let me know. Otherwise, once you feel pretty confident about this, you're ready to move on to exercise 3.